What's up, Agents here, and welcome back to some more Behind Locked Doors. This is episode 10, and if you remember last time, we actually ended up finishing level 4 mail card mess, which I actually had to go back to because there was a few problems with the redstone wiring. I'll show you guys that in a moment. So since this is episode 10, we have 4 levels done, and I figured since we're halfway, while I go ahead and give a little bit of a tour of this map for those of you who may actually be new to this series. So, just to explain it simply, this series I am building a redstone puzzle map called Behind Locked Doors, and this series is effectively just showing you guys the building process of this map itself, and it's actually a bit interesting to think about because every single aspect within this map is entirely redstone based. So every single puzzle you encounter has some form of redstone within it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get you guys who are new introduced to what this map is. So welcome to Behind Locked Doors, a single player redstone puzzle map. You must try to escape each room by solving a puzzle. Each puzzle has different rules you must follow. Solve 8 rooms to win. Now, as I said already, we already have 4 levels done, so we have 4 more levels yet to build. So here's the information, and this is telling you what's where. So here are basic rules. Play in both peaceful and survival. Don't break or place blocks unless told. No hacks, cheats, or mods. Have fun. And some of the puzzles are difficult, but all are possible. Now, I have actually tested the puzzles themselves by myself to see if they're actually possible, and they are in fact possible. So yeah, so if you guys also happen to be a YouTuber, it's not going to be until a while before I actually have this map out, but once this map is in fact out, I'm kind of curious as to what your reactions would be to this map itself, because every YouTuber approaches puzzles differently. So, if you ever need to reread level rules, go ahead. Clarification never hurt anyone, right? So, ready to begin? Let's go. So, let's go ahead and get started with this map. So, here's a hint before you get started. Make sure to remember small details of each room. You may need them later. Good luck. Now, I have not implemented that piece of information into the map just yet. That's going to come much later into the map's progression. So, we go into here. So this is introduction to level 1, lights out. The ceiling lights are a bit stubborn. Only 2 of them will let you pass one on each side. Turn off all the others. But they like playing games with their buttons, so pay attention. So over here we have our little bit of example explaining what this level actually is. So press once to turn on, and the light turns on, and press again to turn off. That's the whole concept behind this level. And so we have our sign up here. It says, remember, you can reread the rules if you need to. So here's what's going on. As you can see, we have all these buttons along these sides. Every single button is linked up to a lamp on the ceiling. But here's the thing. This button is not connected to this lamp. This button is not connected to this lamp. And so on and so forth for all of these buttons here. So what your goal is you have to figure out first what buttons activate which lights. Then from there, you gotta figure out which lights on each side you need to turn off. Once you have the correct lights turned off, this lamp will turn on for this side, and the same on this side. Once the correct lamps on this side are turned off, this lamp is turned on, and as soon as this both of these lamps are turned on, this door will in fact open. So let me go ahead and show you guys. Really, it's raining again. Show you guys exactly what's going on in this map. So this is basically what the entire level is doing. So this is what's known as a T flip-flop circuit. It takes a pulse from a button and turns it into constant output such as a lever. So, now this is all the redstone behind the actual map, well, the level itself. So we've got quite a lot of wiring going on here. And I know, just simply looking at this, doesn't make too much sense, but just so you guys are aware, it does all fit together rather well as far as the redstone is concerned. And if you guys actually were to take the time to actually kind of try to figure out what's going on, I bet you guys would figure it out, but I'm not going to do a lot of explaining here. So if you guys want to check out further details about this level, go check out the playlist in the description and start from the beginning. I'll explain everything as to how these levels end up working. Alright, so if we can go through this door, we're now moving on to level 2. And by the way, that button that I pushed to get out will not be there when the actual map is done. That's just so I can move on in these levels as I'm progressing, so I can make sure and double check everything is working properly. Again, like I said, they're not going to be in the final map. So here we go. Level 2 sand search. What does red sand and red stone have in common? Well, this puzzle actually nothing too amazing. Yeah, I know, a bit of a cringy pun right there, but that's just to basically exemplify what's going on in this level. Search for sand as well as clues to figure out the combination to open the door. Just don't get lost. And on this side, we have our little example right here. So it says, you will be given the exact amount of sand you need to pass. If you mess up, you will need to restart the map and try again. So this is basically how it goes. So you drop red sand down into here, and it creates a pile. And obviously, if it piles correctly, it will move on. But if it's too short, obviously nothing happens. So we go ahead and jump into here. So as you can tell, this is in fact a huge maze. Now, the maze is not actually too confusing to figure out. Then again, I'm the one that ended up building the maze, so that's not saying too much. But yeah, so let me go ahead. I'm not going to show you guys the entire level itself, but I will go ahead and jump to the end to explain how this level actually ends up working. So we have 3 slots right here. These 3 slots is where our red sand is going to be dropped down, and as soon as we have the correct height limit on each of these 3 piles, then that means the door will open. But in order to get all the sand and know what the combination is, you're going to have to effectively search this entire maze, look for every single dead end in this level, because most of the dead ends contain chests, as you saw, which have the redstone, no, not redstone, the red sand in it, and then there are signs in a few of these dead ends explaining to you hints as to how to figure out what the combination is to open the door. So let's just say we went ahead and finished the level. So now we are moving on to level 3 card case. So it explains, you know how hotels use key cards to unlock your room, right? Well, this level wants the exact same thing. One complication, this room wants 3 of them, and only one set of key cards will work. So on this side, we have our little example, just as always. So it says right here, all 3 droppers will start with the wrong key cards inside them. Only the correct key cards will open the door. So if we go into our dropper right here, as you can see, we have our example key card. So if we go ahead and put this back, we turn this, press this button, and the little redstone lamp will turn on momentarily. Now we go ahead and jump inside of here. Here is the actual level itself, which I'll admit is probably the smallest level that I've built so far, but it works out really nicely. So here's what's going on. You have our 3 droppers here yet again with the key cards in them. I'm not going to look at them because I don't want you guys... I just want to leave it a surprise to you guys so that when you actually do play the map, you kind of have to figure it out yourself, because what's the point of playing a map if you already know what the answers are? Okay, so here's what's going on. We push this button and it will test every single one of these droppers. If you in fact have the correct key card inside one of these droppers, then the lamp above that specific dropper will turn on. If all 3 of these lamps turn on at the same time, which they're only going to stay on temporarily, regardless, if all 3 turn on and turn back off at the same time, then that means the key cards are correct, and this door right here will in fact open. So here we have some signs over here. There are 12 different key cards to cycle through. Throw a key card in the hopper to get a different one in the chest. So we just simply go over here, we go into this hopper, we drop a key card into here, and then out on this end we get ourselves a brand new key card inside the chest. And the redstone is fairly simple. So basically here's what's going on. So over here we have ourselves item detectors, and these are going to see if whether or not the item in the dropper is in fact the one it's looking for. If it's incorrect, nothing happens, but if you actually put the right key card in, then it's going to set off the redstone, which will momentarily turn the redstone lamp on. And as you can tell, it uses an AND gate, so that if all three of these turn on at the same time, it will come over here and open the door. Now on this side, we drop the item into the hopper in here, and then it travels around here to the other side and gets put back in. And so what happens here is we have ourselves a dropper, or dispenser I mean, in here, and inside this dispenser we have all of our key cards. Now the reason why this is a dispenser and not a dropper is because dispensers have a better chance of choosing an item in its inventory at random than a dropper does, which is why I set it up the way I did. Droppers will dispense items at random, it's just not as random as a dispenser. That's why I set it up the way I did. So so now you understand level 3. Let's go ahead and move on to level 4, which is the final level, which has already been built. Like I said, we have 4 more levels to do. So, mail cart mess, which is, like I said, which is the level we actually ended up finishing last time. So, it's your first day working at the post office. Your first job is to deliver 3 packages to 3 different houses. Guide the mail cart to and from each delivery point. But pay close attention, some rails are underground where you can't see them. Return to the post office when you're done. So if we turn around, this is what's going on in this level. So use buttons to get the cart moving. If I push this button, it'll turn on that powered rail. And come over here and levers to switch the track. So as you can tell, we have the track going facing to the right. If we go ahead and flick this lever, it faces to the left. We flip it again and it changes back. Now, here's the actual level itself. So, we have all the rails going to and from all the different areas in the level. And so, basically, it's just the same as what the example room showed. If we go ahead and click a button, as you can tell, it turns a powered rail on. And then if we flick a lever, what it does, obviously, as you can tell, it's going to change the direction of these tracks. As you can tell, if we look over here, you can see that the tracks are both going in this direction. However, if I flick this lever, they're going to switch the direction of which they're facing. So basically what you have to do is figure out the path that you need to take to progress. So here we have our post office right here, which if we come back out, you can sort of see the minecart down there. It's not exactly too obvious. You kind of have to look closely and you see it. And then over here we have our 3 delivery points. And this is where we need to deliver all 3 of our packages. So what we do is we go over here and we go ahead and grab one of these packages and we go ahead and drop this down in here. Actually, before I drop that down in here, yes, I have the tracks in the right direction, so go ahead and drop this down. And the mail cart, okay, so there's a bug I need to work out. I'm not quite sure why it did that. But, okay. I'm going to have to figure out what's wrong with this and then fix that. I'm not quite sure what's wrong with that, but I'll have to fix that in another time. So as you can tell, the mail cart came out, and if we go ahead and flick this lever right here, we can go ahead and help the mail cart progress. And as you can see, it went all the way over there, and now it's over here. Now obviously that's not the correct one, but as this goes on, we'll actually have this done. But yeah, so I did say I had to change some of the redstone. I'm not quite sure what happened here. I really do not know what caused what just happened. I really don't know what just happened. But that's how this is going to work, and I actually did change the redstone up quite a bit for those of you who watched the previous episode, because there was a problem with the redstone. But anyway, guys, that's just my that was me explaining what this map is to those of you who are new, and for those of you who have been watching this series for quite a while now, obviously this isn't actually putting the map together, but I figured that those of you who don't know what's going on, you at least now understand what's happening. I still gotta figure out what the heck just happened here. I have no clue what caused that. But anyway, guys, that's gonna have to do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Oh, it just stopped ringing. That's good. Thank you guys for watching, and with that, I will see you guys later.